Hey there folks, Jiminy Critic here. We're going to talk today about the new movie X-Men Origins Wolverine that just came out recently. And I know the movie made over $87 million in its first weekend. So whatever I say about the movie, obviously it was very popular. Fans went out to see this movie to see what it would be all about. The movie Wolverine is, of course, an action, fantasy, sci-fi genre. Comes from 20th Century Fox and Marvel. The movie making now off the comic book series. It's about 107 minutes, rated PG-13, and I pretty much think it earns that rating. Of course, there's enough violence and things in the movie, comic book style violence, that they needed that rating. It's directed by Gavin Hood, whose most recent movie that he directed, I really don't know much about him, was the movie called Rendition. Totally different topic and subject, but that's his most recent work. And it was released here on May 1st of this year. I think the big draw for Wolverine, I got to go back a little bit. I've seen all three of the previous, the X-Men movies that have come out. I really enjoyed 1 and 2, thought 3 was the weakest link of that particular chain. Well, this movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine, obviously took the character of one of the X-Men as Wolverine and starring Hugh Jackman in that role. In this movie also is Liev Schreiber as Victor Creed, or also known as Sabretooth. Ryan Reynolds makes an appearance, a short one, but an appearance here as Wade Wilson, or known as the character Deadpool. And I believe I've read something somewhere, you heard it here first, that they're possibly thinking about a spin-off movie of Deadpool coming down the road. So be looking for that. I don't know, but I thought I read that somewhere. And Taylor Kitsch plays, of course, the new character in the movie Gambit, which you'll see if you see the film. Basically, I'm going to say this movie overall, I did enjoy the movie. For a good summer blockbuster popcorn type mindless entertainment movie, there's a lot of fun. Hugh Jackman has this roll down pad of Wolverine. Basically, this story is kind of another one of these prequels that shows how Wolverine got to be who he is, got to be where he is, how he got the metallic claws. Did you know, if you're not maybe a comic book fan or whatever the legend and lore is, that they were not always metallic claws that popped out of his hand and all of his fighting ability? There's a whole nother story, which, by the way, is one of the cool scenes in the movie when Hugh Jackman gets this metallic stuff put into his body that produces those weapons off his hands that are quite dynamic. Sabretooth, Liev Schreiber's character, does a pretty good job in the movie as his brother, and every 20-25 minutes in the movie, so they kind of face off. They start off brothers, running off together as young kids and starting to fight through all the wars. And here's one thing that kind of gets me in the movie, why it's a good movie. I'm not calling it a great movie. Some of the unanswered questions, I'm not sure I was totally convinced in the movie of the love story with Wolverine and his lady and what happens there. And then the idea of the brothers here, Liev Schreiber and Hugh Jackman as brothers, sort of, it seems like they never die, they just keep living, but they reach this age of maybe 35, 40 years of age during Civil War times, and then they just stop aging. But I know they don't die, but they never keep getting older and older and older. They always sort of just stop at that 40-year-old limit. Maybe it's something I don't understand about the story or the characters, I don't know, but there is a lot of action in this movie, a lot of scenes filled with action. One of the better scenes also is with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. There's a scene where the characters are coming up to a floor on an elevator, and when the elevator opens up, the shooting starts at these guys, and he's got those blades flying and knocking off the bullets, and at one point a shot comes by and they kind of do a slow-mo where he actually cuts the bullet in half, it splits off behind him and kills 2 bad guys that are behind him. So there's a couple of cool scenes. So I'd recommend that you go check out Wolverine if you already haven't done that. I liked it. Good movie, just not a great movie, and that's my opinion.